Got some breaking news now. We're just getting an update from Seattle Public Schools as teachers on strike meet to discuss the tentative agreement they reached last night.
Let's go to Fox 13's Matt Markovich for the very latest now. Matt, what are you learning?
Well, the teachers have voted to suspend the strike, and with us right now is the Seattle Education Association Union President Jennifer Motter, and thank you for joining us. Can you tell us about the vote and how that went?
Well, currently, just to be clear, we had voted to suspend the strike. We have not yet ratified our tentative agreement, and that we will do later. But I just want to take a moment and say how excited we are about what we did win in this tentative agreement, because we were able to increase our mental health professional supports. We have more nursing. We're able to improve some of the special education ratios and the workload that special education educators have. We have found a way that they're going to be able to get workload relief much faster. There's so much. There's more funding for libraries. I know I'm going to forget, but it's a long list, and we're really proud of what we were able to win in this tentative agreement.
When are you going to have
I just got the message. School for students tomorrow. Can you tell us about that?
That would be a question to the district. We did inform them of our vote, and so then I guess that's what they decided.
What about a vote on a tentative contract then for everybody?
That will happen. We have our own democratic processes that we go through, and so we will have to. Those take time. So it'll be a few more days.
Was there some discussion that the rank and file was kind of upset? They were talking about just the bargaining points, the summary, and not looking at the entire contract. Was discussed today?
That is true. We don't have the full text of our tentative agreement yet out or released. We are still working with the district on finalizing that language, because we got to make sure that it's accurate. We can't just push out misinformation.
And how are you sharing this information with the teachers? Are they getting an opportunity to look over the contract and have time to mull it over and then make the final vote?
Absolutely. That's really important. That has been made very clear by our members. Educators across, we have paraprofessionals, office professionals, certificated staff will have a chance to read the full text of this tentative agreement, and then at that time, after that, I should say, they'll have the opportunity to vote.
Some of the numbers coming out right now are at 40. Some of the numbers coming out of the vote was like 4,800 voted, but 2,700 or so, which means about 2,000 voted against suspending the strike. Does that bother you?
You know, I guess what I think is, well, one, we had the largest union meeting we ever have had in our union's history. We were able to bring together close to 4,700 people in a meeting, and that is amazing. We've never, for all the times that we've come together. So just that alone. We also, I just want to take a moment while I'm on TV to say to educators across the nation, if you are listening in any way, that I hope you take the opportunity when you are in your next negotiations to push for what you know the students need and what you know educators, what we all deserve, because our work is hard, and we should, with dignity, stand up for what we know is best for our students.
Are you surprised that the meeting went on as many hours as it did today to reach this vote and the suspension of the strike?
Part of me was surprised, but to be honest, we are educators were very thoughtful. We like to spend our time debating and discussing and being able to analyze things from all perspectives. And so, yes, there was a lot of voices. I mean, like I said, it was nearly 4,700 people in that meeting. And, you know, it's a democratic process, so it takes time for every individual to have the opportunity to be able to speak. Not that I'm saying everybody had a chance to speak, but out of 4,700 people, we had hundreds of people that were able to share their thoughts and have a really thoughtful debate.
And what about the length of time that it took? Why do you think that the district was not able to come to this agreement with you sooner than the way it happened this way?
That is a good question. All I can say is that I think that there were a number of reasons, but I would say probably the biggest reason is that we had educators who have been working with students through the pandemic, had been most closely, serving students and working with families closely. And then we were sitting across our bargaining team, that is, and then sitting across from the district. Their bargaining team, although there are educators on their team, they had not been working in the classroom for many years, and especially they had not been working through COVID.
All right, that's Jennifer Matter, the union president for the Washington Education Association. You heard that they're going to vote on the full contract at a later date. This is exactly what happened in 2015 when they had a tentative agreement. They voted to suspend the strike. and a couple days later, the rank and file voted to approve that contract in 2015, and may be following the same model here this year. That's the latest from the public school district headquarters. Back to you guys in the studio.
All right, Matt, thank you for the update.